Good morning, folks. Welcome to our devotional for this morning, which is focusing on the third verse of Psalm 42. We saw in our devotional on Monday that one of, if not the main thing that the psalmist missed on account of having at this time to live the life of a fugitive was the fact that he was no longer able to go to the tabernacle with the people of God to join in worship. There were many things that he undoubtedly missed while he was running for his life. Because, what a contrast his day-to-day life was now compared to what it had been. Massive changes had taken place in David's day-to-day life. A short time ago, everything was going so well. He had everything that he wanted. He lacked nothing. His life was comfortable. He was content. Life was good. Now, however, everything had gone pear-shaped. Life wasn't comfortable. He was anxious, not content. He was distressed. Indeed, as our verse this morning testifies, he was not only distressed, but it seems like he was depressed. He says, "My tears have been my food day and night." In other words, I can't stop crying. I've no appetite. I'm off my food and I just want to weep when I think of what's happened to me. The worst thing of all, Lord, is I can't even go to worship you with your people. Lord, all of this has brought me into the pit of distress and depression. And if those things were not enough, things were made even worse for the psalmist with the fact that people were mocking him. They were taunting him about the thing that was so precious to him, his faith in the Lord. Look again at verse 3. They say to me all day long, "Where is your God?" They're making fun of me, Lord, because of my circumstances. My circumstances, as far as they're concerned, seem to prove that my faith in you and my honouring of you in my life has all been a waste of time. Listen to them. Where's your God now? So much for this God that you trust in. Is it any wonder the psalmist was depressed? Folks, major changes in our lives, radical reversals of life's experiences can and do, for some Christians, lead them into deep distress, mourning, despair, depression. The Christian is not immune from life going pear-shaped. Many of God's children have, like the psalmist, known what it is for a period of wonderful contentment and joy and prosperity in life and everything is going well, to all of a sudden change, and they find themselves in circumstances which are very different and very upsetting. Their joyful and happy and carefree day-to-day life changes very quickly. And now their day-to-day experience is that of sorrow, anxiety, distress. Maybe the thing that changed was that they themselves or their closest loved one in life has had a health crisis, told that they're suffering from some terminal or life-limiting disease. Or maybe it's a case of they suddenly lose their main source of income. And they go from not even having to think about budgeting their finances to now finding that they don't have enough to meet their various financial commitments. Or maybe they were enjoying health and strength and good family life, and now they find themselves plunged beneath the stormy waves of sudden and unexpected bereavement. Their spouse dies. Their son or their daughter is taken from them. A little grandchild is involved in a road traffic accident and dies. And what makes their sorrow even worse is that their new and awful circumstances give others ammunition to use against them regarding their Christian faith. So much for God being so good. So much for trusting and serving God. Look what's happening to you. Where's your God now? Either this God you talk about so much isn't real, or if he is real, then you must have done something to deserve this. And your change of circumstances combined with the taunts of unbelievers, or even the unsaid words but knowing looks of others, sometimes even Christians, which imply, well, you must have brought this on your fault, you must have done something wrong, leads to you being distressed and depressed. Friends, take heart. The psalmist knew what this was like. However, the reality was that his circumstances were not because God didn't care. They were not because God wasn't there with him. They were not because he had done something wrong. They were part and parcel of life lived in a fallen, sinful world, the effects and implications of which the child of God was not immune from. This was a trial of the psalmist's faith, and such trials come to us. You remember the words of the Apostle Peter in his first letter. Beloved, do not be surprised at the fiery trial when it comes upon you to test you, as though something strange were happening to you. Tests of our faith in life come in many different ways. The Lord Jesus Christ experienced the same. One day, the crowd were shouting, Hosanna! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. A few days later, they're screaming, crucify him. They mock him. If he's the Son of God, let him come down from the cross and we'll believe him. The Gospel writers record that many mocked him. Our trials are the furnace in which our faith in the Lord is purified. Job says in chapter 23 and verse 10, when he tries me, I shall come forth as gold. May God help us when we face tests of our faith. Have a good day.